Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Dylan Talk Sports. My name is Dylan. In today's video, what we're going to be doing is we're going to talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers and the keys to the Cavs having success when they get to the playoffs. Now, at the time of recording this, we're still about 4 or 5 games to go. We still got to see where they're going to finish. So they're going to be the 2 seed, 3 seed, 4 seed. They could be possibly even as low as the 6 seed whenever we end it up. But what I want to do in this video is I kind of want to talk about how the keys to winning these upcoming games are going to look whenever it comes to who are they going to play, whether they play the Pacers in the first round, the Magic, the Knicks. Who are the key players going to be for the Cavs? Is it going to be a role player, a bench player, a starter, health? What's going to impact the Cavs going forward to help them go far in the playoffs? Like I said, we're going to talk about everything from the bench to the starters to the coaching staff. We're going to discuss it all. So without further ado, if you're going to enjoy it, as always, make sure you can drop a like onto this video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. But without further ado, let's get into it. Now, when it comes to the Cavaliers, as we know right now, we can look at the Cavs and they are just in a world of not only hurt, but just inconsistency. So let's live in a perfect world where, let's say, going forward, Donovan Mitchell, say these next couple weeks, he gets healthy, that knee gets good, the face is good, everybody's healthy, Garland's healthy, Okoro can get back, and we can just get a full healthy lineup. So at that point, then we can go ahead and cross off and say, okay, health was not the issue. We had everybody. It's just about everybody going out there, making baskets, doing their job. Now, when you look around at all the players on the team, what could impact the team to the best ability to make this team go farther than expectations want? We already know what Donovan Mitchell is. He's going to go out there and give us that 25 points, hopefully a game, maybe in the playoffs. If he can come up big time, give us that 30 points a game. Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley, they've been the big ones that the problem is inconsistency has been hitting them hard. This trio right here of Garland, Allen, I'll even go the quadruple of Darius Garland, Jarrett Allen, Evan Mobley, and Caris LeVert. These four have been very inconsistent. Because with Darius Garland, it's like one game he scores 20 to 25 points and like 8 to 9 assists, and then the next game he's scoring like 7 points with like 4 assists, maybe a couple rebounds. And within those games, it's the game where he scores a shit ton of points, he's got maybe like 2 turnovers. The game where he doesn't have any points, he's got like 7 or 8 turnovers. And it feels like the big thing with Garland is a lot of these times where he's making a lot of these turnovers, it's because he drives to the rack, and the times where he'll have an open look, and I've seen a couple other Cavs fans and Cavs reporters, they'll kind of put clips up where they show Garland. He drives to the rack, he's got a good open look, but he tries to dish it down to one of his big men when there's another big right there blocking the pass, and it's like, bro, just take the layup. They are anticipating you to dish the pass underneath the big, whether it be Jarrett Allen, Evan Mobley, whoever, Tristan Thompson down there, and they're waiting to steal that ball, whereas you could just take an open layup. And when that happens, I think Garland, he's been getting more lately. I've been saying it, he needs to become a dominant kind of three-point shooter. I don't mean he needs to become Steph Curry, but he needs to shoot the three. And there's been some games a lot in the past where he has just lit it up from three. He has just gone bonkers, but he has been very consistent with it. It's like, just as I'm saying this, he could go out here like the very next game after I say this, and he could go out there and put up 6 threes in the game. And then I'm going to go and give him his flowers, and then the very next game, he's going to go 0 for 9 from 3. Now, I'm not saying with Darius Garland, he needs to go out there and shoot 7 of 10 from 3 every single game. I'm just saying, if you're going to be a 3 of 9 from 3 at least, be 3 of 9 consistently throughout your games. Don't go 2 of 10 this game, then 7 of 11 the next game, and then 1 for 5. And like, keep it consistent. Shoot about the same amount of threes every single game, but try to make about the same amount of threes every game. Like, if he can go 4 of 11, 4 of 12 every single game, hell, 4 of 10, if he can go 5 of 12, 5 of 13, I'd be happy with that. Next up, we got the big men. Like I said, other inconsistent. Jarrett Allen. Some games he can go out there, and here lately, he's been dominating the bigs, the center, the paint. He's been out there being able to go out there and put up 20 to 25 points sometimes, just dominate. And there's other times where he goes out there and he has this little floater, like a little push shot that he's gotten better at, but he's not staying consistent with it. If he can get consistent with his shots and just make sure he can make it look almost effortlessly, we've seen other guys like around the league, like Giannis and Joel Embiid, where they are able to take over and they've been dominant big men because they can excel in certain shots, and it's just like, no matter what you do, you can't stop it. That's what Jarrett Allen needs, like with that push shot and like a little just like pivot foot, step up, bank shot off the backboard. If he can get those kind of shots to just go in effortlessly without a problem, we have a big center. We have a big problem for other defenses. When it comes to Evan Mobley, the same thing. But here's the thing with Evan Mobley. He's got a 3-point jumper. If he can consistently knock down that 3-point jumper, and when it comes to Evan Mobley, we know he's not going to take a ton of shots a game. He's going to take maybe 2 threes a game, if that. But if he can make those 2 threes, hello, game changer. And when it comes to Caris LeVert, big thing for him, he's got to be consistent. One game he scores 4 points, The next game, he scores 20 to 25 points. During that stretch back in February, he was scoring about 10 to 15, sometimes 20 points a game, but he was always scoring at least about 10 points. If he can stay in that range, scoring about 15 points a game, that is what we need out of him. Now, when we get to the rest of the players, mainly all the bench, excluding Max Strus, a lot of the other players, here's what we need to talk about. This is where we get into what I would classify as the X factor. Because up here, these guys, we know what they can give us. We know that they are capable of going out there, and they're being paid like it to go out and give us the big time numbers and give us points, rebounds out of the big. They should go out assist. They need to give us that production. When we get down here, Max Strus, we're paying you to be a big time 3-point shooter. We expect you, when we get you a wide open look or when you're coming off of a screen, you can drain a couple threes a game. Georges Niang, there's been a couple of games where the other defense, I don't know what's wrong with them. They're just leaving you wide open. Oh, I know why. Because some games you go 0 for 9 from 3. Other times you go like 6 for 6 from 3. It's like when you're getting wide open looks, you gotta knock those fuckers down. Isaac Okoro, another example. He's gotten better. I will say that. He has gotten better. He's knocking down his 3-point percentage, or getting his 3-point percentage up there. You can see it right here, 38.8%. It's a little bit down from a few weeks ago. It was actually almost up to 40%. He will work on that, but he's gotten better. I will say that. And a big thing with Isaac Okoro, the big thing that I'm warning, there's times where on fast breaks, he would drive to that rack. And then when it's like half-court offense, he's just standing there on that 3-point line. There is a little bit of a balance that I'm trying to find for Isaac Okoro, to where why can't he ever take the ball like Mitchell, like Garland? And at times where we see like Garland, they say, well, he doesn't really drive to the rack because he doesn't have a lot of muscle on him. Whereas like with Mitchell, he's got that pop, that explosiveness. He can drive to the rack and make the layups. Isaac Okoro has the explosives. He's got some muscle to him. Why can't he drive to the rack? Just a little something to think about, but let's move on. We got Sam Merrill. Sam Merrill has been, I would say, he is probably our X factor. Sam Merrill is like the biggest. If he's on, you're winning. If he's not on, you ain't winning. Because when Sam Merrill is on and he's hitting his threes, it's like you have to respect that man in the corner. In the corner, on the wing, at the top of the key, it don't matter. There's times where this man can go out there and he is like, it's just catch and shoot, catch and shoot. It's not catch, wind up, shoot. The man can, by the time he catches the ball, if you're not having a hand in his face, you're already too late. And when he can find the stroke and he can make the shots, the boy is going to be a magical man out there on the court. And when it comes to the rest of the players, a lot of them are just, like I said, more role players, players that didn't really play a lot. Tristan Thompson, Damian Jones, they'll be good, I guess you could say, solid backups for Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley. But when it comes to an X factor, when I look at all these players, I would say it's between maybe 3 players. Caris LeVert, because he is like the biggest make or break player, because if he can go out there and he can give you those solid minutes, especially like when a time when Mitchell could be struggling and Caris LeVert can pick up the slack, that is huge. I would say Max Strus for the more of the fact, because he was paid the money. I think Max Strus and Sam Merrill, they're going to be the 2 guys that we're going to be looking for in the 3-point game in the playoffs. JB Bickerstaff, he's going to be going after that. He's going to be looking at Max Strus probably because he has the playoff experience more or less than Sam Merrill. If Max Strus goes out there and like say in the first round of a playoff series, Max Strus is just struggling. And I mean for game 1, he's like 0 for 7. Game 2, through halftime, he still isn't making a shot. That would be the only reason he would just say, Max, you're done. Sam, go try to help us. I think there is going to be a fine balance between Max and Sam for how they can use them. I've seen a lot of lineups that we've tried this year where it's like Jarrett Allen, Sam Merrill, Max Strus. We try to get like Garland and then like a little bit of Mobley, or sometimes get a Okoro, a Yang in there. Try and mix up those lineup towards like maybe like a couple bigs, maybe 1 big, and then like a bunch of 3-point shooters all around. But like I said, there is a couple of X factors in here, but I would pretty much have to go with LeVert. You're probably going to want to go with Max Strus. And then it's a toss up for me. I would say it's between either Okoro, Garland, and probably Merrill. One of those players. I would probably have to side with Garland, more or less with the fact that he needs to step up. He's being paid the big time money. He needs to show up and show out. Donovan Mitchell, he's basically threatening to leave next year if this team doesn't go far. If this team goes out here and loses in the first round, he's probably going to look at this team and be like, I'm sorry, but you guys are doing nothing right now. And if the Knicks are the team to possibly beat the Cavs in the first round, he's going to want to go over there. Because that would be 2 years in a row of the Cavs getting the playoffs, getting the first round, and getting their asses kicked. And if that happens, somebody's going to be looking at Garland and saying like, bro, you have shown to ball out in games before. Why can't you do it in the playoffs? And that last very little thing I want to talk about is the coaching. JB Bickerstaff, I'm speaking directly to you. This team is riding on a possibility of you lose in the first round, say bye-bye to Donovan. You win a first round series, you might have made him a little bit happier. You get to the conference finals, you made this man super happy. I think if you lose to Boston in the conference finals, because we obviously know I think Boston's probably the favorite to go to the finals this year, that I'm not upset about. Like if this team can get to the conference finals, I would be stoked. I'd be happy. Would I be then rooting for them to beat Boston? Yes. Would I be upset when we lose to Boston? Yes. But I'm just saying, this team is made to be able to go there. We are capable of beating teams like Indiana. We've seen it this year. We are capable of beating teams like Orlando. I realize we choked some games against Orlando this season, but we have shown that we can hang with them. Hell, we've beaten the top teams over in the Western Conference. We've beaten Minnesota. We've beaten Boston before. We had a blown call earlier in the season against some other big teams that we should have won, but we have shown, like I said, that we can hang with the big boys. It's not like, oh, we're just not good enough, we're gonna get our asses kicked. We can hang with some of these big teams. Now here lately, we've shown that we can take a road trip out to Phoenix and Denver and get our asses spanked so hard that our ass is redder than tomato. And I do blame a lot of that on two things: health and coaching a little bit, because health has, like I said, it's impacted the team a lot, but then coaching, getting the right lineups, getting some good formations out there, and just, like I said, coaching the team. Now, how well do I think this team's going to do going into the playoffs? That remains to be seen. Like I said, JB Bickerstaff's got a lot of stuff on his plate, but health is going to impact. Dean Wade, hopefully he comes back. Isaac Okoro, hopefully he comes back. And hopefully we can just get this team back in unity. Last season, we ran maybe like a 7 to 8 man lineup going into the playoffs. This year, it's not going to be that case. We're going to have Donovan Mitchell. We're going to have Darius Garland. We're going to have Evan Mobley. We're going to have Jared Allen, Max Strus. You got Isaac Okoro. You got Sam Merrill. You're going to have Marcus Morris now probably getting into the lineups. George Yang. You're going to get probably at least 9 players getting on that court. Maybe you get to 10. Hell, 10. You might get Dean Wade on the court. You're going to get at least 9 players, probably 10 players on that court during the playoffs. Which, with that happening, you're going to be able to get other guys rest. Maybe you get Tristan Thompson on the court for like a few minutes just to get guys like Jared Allen, Evan Mobley some rest, so you can get some bigs out there to help them rest some in the playoffs. It's going to be interesting to see kind of how the playoffs go for the Cavs, but like I've seen, this team is capable of beating these teams. Now, are they going to do it? I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. I'm kind of on the edge of my seat to see kind of how this team goes, or how the team plays out the rest of the season. Like I said, at the time of recording this, we got about 4 or 5 games to go. We're going to see kind of where they finish up. It's going to be a long road for us. But other than that, I think I'm going to wrap it up there. Hopefully you guys did go on to enjoy today's video. If you did enjoy it, as always, make sure you can drop a like on today's video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. If you wanted to watch the entirety of today's video, thank you very much. And like I said, if you have a different opinion, do you think the Cavs are going to go far in the playoffs, not far in the playoffs? Who do you think the X factor is? Like I said, do you think it's Caris LeVert, Isaac Okoro, Sam Merrill, Garland, maybe Mitchell? Who do you think it's going to be? If you think a certain player needs to step up, if a player that I did not name needs to step up, or you think that the JB Bickerstaff and the coaching staff needs to step up, whoever it may be, leave your complete opinion down in the comment section down below. Be more than welcome to talk about with you guys. If you're a fan of the content that I do post here and you want to go and hit that big red subscribe button, feel free to do so, and do not forget to hit that little notification bell to be notified second to post. But without further ado, this has been Don't Talk Sports. Have a great day. Peace.